Python can be accessible in what we call it as Jupyter Notebook. You want to do databases, you can work with something else like, I guess it should be MySQL or SQL here. So Anaconda is basically Python is Python. It's a snake, right? So that is a language. Every language has a symbol and every language has a name. And the reason behind these names are there is some fascination related to that name, or there is some history which is associated with that name. So those people who have attended R, that was last week, can they tell me why it is called R? Why not S? Why not Q? Why not Z? Why it is called as R, if you remember that. Especially who was there in the previous training in the R session? Anyone? Just switch on your mic and then you can tell us about R. So why it is called R? Mm-hmm. Can anyone tell us why not S? We were doing statistical analysis, so why they are calling it R? Why they did not call it S? They should have called it as S, but they called it as R. So what was the reason behind that? Anybody who attended my last training or last week's session, he or she can tell me. Yeah, Marthe, you want to say something?
Yeah, if she wants to introduce herself.
Yeah, please go ahead. We would love to listen to you. Marthi, are you there? Marthi, how do you pronounce your name? What Singh? What
Okay.
Singh? Mar
Good afternoon, doctor. My name is, you can, Foting. You can call me Martha.
Why? So what are you doing? Are you a graduate student? And which university you are from?
I'm a lecturer, senior lecturer at the University of Johannesburg, South Africa.
Nice. I think there is a cricket stadium there in Johannesburg. So we know Johannesburg through cricket, right? Your team was really good.
Yes,
They
yes. I
came
think they
in the
are
World Cup,
playing against
and yeah,
Pakistan.
the
Yeah.
World Cup which Pakistan won. They
Yes.
came and then they were in the semifinals and they were amazing. I think they came like 30, 20, I don't know, many like maybe 40, 50 years. And all of a sudden they came and then they were like almost winning that World Cup. But that rain disrupted because I think the World
Mm,
Cup was in Pakistan's favor at that time. So,
yes.
but otherwise, South Africa was most deserving team. Unfortunately, they lost due to rain, I guess, to
Mm,
Australia, right? And then Pakistan beat Australia in the finals. No,
wow.
England, yeah, England won against South Africa, but that was their
Mm,
luck. And then in the finals, it was, I think before that, there was one match between, I think it was again England and Pakistan, the regular match, and I think it was our luck that rain disrupted that. And then England came to the finals, and then again it was our day. So it
mm,
was, yeah, but otherwise South Africa was the best and very, very
same.
favorite. Yeah. Anyway, so you're a graduate student, but you said you are a lecturer. Are you also
Yes,
doing
I'm
your
a lecturer.
doctoral degree or PhD?
No, no, I'm a lecturer. I graduated
What's your
long time
background? What's
ago.
your background?
Chemistry. I lecture
Chemistry. Oh,
chemistry, yeah.
nice,
PhD in
nice.
chemistry.
Yeah. So I was telling them that every language has its origin. There is a history associated with that. R is called as R because initially when it started, it was for statistical computing, so they named it as S. But later on, two people, Ross E. Haka and Robert Gentleman from University of Auckland, New Zealand. Are you recording, Sadia?
Yes.
So they had a significant contribution in R. So initially it became
Mm,
R and R, but later on it was called as just R. So that's the history behind that. Or I think I should just pull up my slides to give you an idea about Python. Python is Python. It's a snake, right? So the big snake that eats the small snakes, right? But the history is that when Python came in, the idea was that it will start eating all other programming languages. Where is that slide? I just want to pull up one slide.
You shared your screen?
Okay.
अभी हमारे पास बता रहा है.
Are it's coming. So I shared my screen, but I think the internet is low probably, maybe on Sadia's side. Do you guys see my slides here? I pulled up some slides. So there is one slide about Python. It looks like this. Display and duplicate. Now, do you see my slides? So there is a snake, the big snake, Python, right? So it used to eat the other languages. So when Python came, you know, other languages like Java, what we did in our computer science courses was C++ and many others, they were gone to the background. So now everybody is interested in learning Python because, huge community is working with this. The people from finance, the people from accounts, the people from biology, people from engineering, everybody is using Python. Similar for R as well. So R and Python, they coexist actually, right? And so this document was about Anaconda. Anaconda is
Slides are not visible.
slides are not visible. No, I'm not showing you the slides, but
Uh,
I can stop
no.
here and then
Huh.
start here. So let me know if my slides are not visible, just let. So then this document, so here we are. So here we were talking about anaconda. So anaconda is even bigger snake. So that has
We can see your
everything.
themes.
You can see my themes. I think it's the problem lies with you.
Now Mariam and Akim, I said like slides are not visible.
Okay. The Word document I'm sharing right now is this. Stop sharing.
Mhm.
No,
Just share your entire screen.
I did that. I'm sorry. So I'll stop. So here I go again. Share and screen and window and entire. Oh yeah, entire screen. My apologies for.
Mhm.
So now here I am. So yeah, now you can see my slides, right? So I'm on this document. So that document is I little bit modified because I put now on Sadia's, since she was insisting, she worked on Google Colab and she said there is AI embedded in Google Colab so people can learn and people can work with that. But so that's why I asked her to give you just a jump starter. But then I can go to the codes and explain codes and everything to you, right? But this the original document was actually written for uh, for Anaconda, right? So after this, the introductory lines, we can start from here, where the actually code starts. So here we can start from this page number 4, right? Where it says print Bismillah. Normally, the first program in programming languages is called Hello World. I go with Bismillah. That means we start in the name of God. So, and then like R, everything that has a hash sign on it, that means it's a comment. It's a comment. It's not the code actually. The code, his actual code is red and then hash, and then everything written on the right is not a code. If you don't put hash and you just take that piece of code and execute, it will give you some error. So people who have taken R, that's something which is similar to R as well. So the comments are in any programming language, people they write comments. People they write comments for them, they write comments for their users, right? So one thing is called code. Uh, Code is the thing that actually runs on computers. Basically, it's nothing but set set of instructions put together, then the shape of some, what we call it as functions, right? Those functions are based on what we call them as algorithms, right? So algorithm is nothing but, way of doing something. Basically, I covered that last week as well. Attribute to Al-Khwarizmi. Al-Khwarizmi gave us numbers, right? Numeric systems. Computing is based upon those numbers, right? So every calculations, anything accounts, anything like salaries, anything like your age or gender and height, these are numbers actually, right? So numbers are very important in our life. Similarly, the computers are actually built on that numeric systems. Sometimes they use alphabets as well. In that case, we call it as alphanumeric, right? So basically, it's very important for computer architecture. So that's why they give tribute to Al-Khwarizmi. So originally it was Al-Khwarizm, and later on they call it as algorithms, right? So before we start, maybe we can I just give this session to Sadia for maybe 10-15 minutes, and so that we can then it can help you start and fix your issues and problems, and so that you can start on Google Colab. How Google Colab works, what you do is you just go on Google and write Google Colab, and it opens up a page like this, and then you just click, right? So when you click, it opens like this. In here, it says either you can go to, I think I created that. So in your sessions, this thing might have not been here. Maybe I can remove that. But since I just practiced a little bit, so it might not be here. But in your cases, it should be welcome to Google Colab. So when you open, it says like this. It opens up something like this. So that's where it gives you some welcome notes, and it tells you about Google Colab. So yeah, so that's basically something which is actually made by Google for you. So it says getting started with Google Colab. So that's where you can start. And yeah, you just click. And now, so here it gives you Colab is making it easier than ever to integrate powerful generative AI capabilities into your project. So actually they embedded AI. So you write some code, or even you can ask AI to write the codes for you, and those codes will be mainly in Python. So then it can write that for you, right? So, but maybe we can just go and get started. So we go back to that original page, and yeah, so here, and then it says notebook, new notebook, right? So it opens up the notebook for you. Notebook is where you write your notes. So here you write your codes. So you can write a code, or you can just generate with AI. When you say generate with AI, you can ask him everything and he will generate that code for you. I want to write my first program, or I want to write hello, for example. So, and then you I just hide that, and then you just do that, and he gives you a code here is working. One thing is that this depends on the internet. Anaconda depends upon your computer. So it says the code is print hello, right? And you just click here. It says accept and run. Here is the code to print, and that code is there in that cell. This thing is called as a cell here. And you just do accept and run. Just accept, and then you go here and run it from here, or you do cancel, right? So what you do is I maybe to go accept. So that code is accepted. That means I can come back here and just click this thing, right? So that thing starts running this code. Again, that depends upon internet because it's connected with the Google. So that's since it's our first program, so we can save it with some name. So it says untitled 2 because I already practiced one. So for your case, it might be saying untitled 1. You can change that and you can write its name as my first code, right? So that IPYNB. Basically, IPYNB is an extension. So extension is anything that any file has an extension. So file like Excel has .xlx. Files like PowerPoint, like these extensions are like something like .ppt. Word documents are with .doc. So these things are called as extensions, right? So file extensions. So the file extension for this Python, especially this Google Colab, is IPYNB. That stands for Interactive Python Browser. So basically, it's web browser. It's running on web over the internet, and it's interactive. You write something, and then it returns you here. So it's interactive. Okay. The previously we used to write the codes, and then we go and open up DOS or command prompt in Windows systems, or we go to Linux, and then we open up terminals and we run the codes from there. So you cannot run the codes as the way you write here. You just press these buttons and the codes are running. In case of R, if you remember, we were entering the code in the console and we just press enter and then the code runs. Okay. So here we do. Next, you can ask him, for example, I want the code. I want to add uh, two numbers. So two numbers, for example, right? So generate a code. So he will generate the codes for you. Anything which you want, AI is here. That's lovely thing they added. Initially, it was not there. Um, why I hated Google Colab? Because I believe that my data is shared with it. And secondly, when I start, so he says num1 equal to 5, num2 is 10. And then basically these are some steps which he wrote. And he said that num1. So initially he created a variable we call or object we call. Its name was num1. And then he created another variable num2. And then num1 was initialized. It was given something like 5. Maybe you can change. You can give this thing as 6. You can keep that thing as 7. And then you just run it and sum those numbers. So sum underscore numbers, he wrote another variable or object. We call it as object or variable. And that is equal to num1 plus num2. So in num1, he stored number 6. In num2, he stored number 7. So this guy will come here. This guy will come here. And then print f. And then, he writes in quotes the sum of num1. And in num1, rather than num1, he would write 6. And num2, he would write 7. So it says the sum of 6 and 7 is, and then sum that number. So that thing comes in here. So in this way, that code runs. So if you just run it, it says the sum of 6 and 7 is equal to 13. So you wrote a program, a small set of instructions you passed. So it took two numbers. So it stored first number as num1, second number as num2. Maybe you can change that. I say this is x1, this is x2, right? And yeah, x2. And then I can say this one is x1. I can change that, right? But AI is helping me. AI is really, really doing great that I can do the things myself, right? So here, rather than num1, I can say x1. I'm just simplifying that function that, and then this my coding will give you the confidence that, oh, I can also code sum over numbers or sum of numbers. You can say sum underscore numbers, or even you can call it as sum O capital, just to distinguish that this is another word. This is the second word. This thing is called as camel casing. So basically three words, sum of numbers. You cannot put spaces here because space will give you an error when you run it. So that Python does not accept. It says invalid syntax, right? So sum of, and then there is this thing here, and he's indicating you where this error is coming from. So it says it's near that n characters. Actually, before that, we put a space character here. So that is not acceptable. That's why rather than some space numbers, he wrote underscore numbers. Okay. And now I run it and then it's fine and it runs real quick. Okay. So you can add another cell. This thing is called as a cell. So you can get another cell here. So what you do is insert code cell below, or you can do control M and then B, right? So then it will do that. But otherwise you can just go with just plus code, and there is another cell that is generated. Okay. I just want to print something. So I would say print and then within parentheses, right? I don't put parentheses. I put like, I just want to write, for example, directly Bismillah or hello, right? So I write Bismillah and then I do just, yeah, shortcut bhi hai na iska, like rather than clicking that
Shift enter.
shift enter. Yeah, control enter. It says control enter.
Mhm.
So we do, what error I gave? This was a function actually, to print something. Either I just put this thing in codes. So he says he will understand that he just wants to print something here. But otherwise, he does not know. He actually takes this thing as some variable, as some object. So I write some alphabets, right? Some characters here. How many of them? One, two, three, four, maybe like 7 or 8 of them, right? Or I can just type hello like this, and again he will give us an error. So control and enter, execute it, and say hello is not defined. What if I put hello and then I write some value here? It will accept that, right? So, but it does not print anything. So it actually created an object or a variable and it named it as hello. Like just like one, he created an object or a variable here, and that was called as x1. And then he created x2 and then put 7 in it, right? But what if you just put x3 here and you don't put anything here? Control enter, it will give you an error. It says, now it's not defined. I don't know what the heck x3 is, but as long as you put some value in it, it is simply okay with that. It's accepting that. So again, like Python, like R, Python is really good with the numbers. It doesn't mind if you just put a number here. For example, not storing in X3, you just put a number. So he says he wants to just print a number, 1,000. You can do simple arithmetics here, like you can do 1,000 plus 2,000, right? So it will do that for you. So you can use Python as a calculator, just like R, okay? I do just make this equation a little bit uglier. So I take this and then I put static 5. So what he's doing, multiplying by 5. So that's 15,000, right? Divided by, for example, 3. So what he does, 5,000, right? So 15,000 divided by 3, that's 5,000. So you can come up with equations. He's just fine. Yeah, you want me to create new cells? You can do that. But we can continue in the same cell, whatever we are doing. Okay. All right. So we write A and he gives us error. You should, but in A, we put some number, 1 or 100, right? And he's just fine with that. But remember, in A, he stored a number. So A will have a data type. The thing is called as a data type. So A will have a data type, okay? So in A, he stored a number, so A has a data type. So there's a function called as class in R, but in Python, there is something similar. It's not class here. So class tells us the data type, but here in Python, it's type. So type over A tells us. So what do you think? What should be its data type? If you put a number, what should be the data type? Anyone who's there? Let me pick someone. My favorite.
I
My
think
Yeah, I was
well,
expecting you will speak. So class in R, type in A. That problem happens to me because I work in both. So sometimes I'm using one function that is not in Python, it's actually in R. And then I realize, no, it's different here. So it's type over A. What do you expect? We stored a number in A.
entered.
Mhm. Control Enter, and he says integer, okay, integer numbers, right? So what we do is allow me to use the same cell. I'm lazy, and maybe I want to save your time. So sometimes you can put multiple things here. We can come back to any cell. So in A, for example, we put something, and then in B we put something, and in C we put something, but we put these things together. So in A we put anything like 17. In B we put 3.14, that's the value of pi. And in C we put some name. Let me put my name, but names should be in quotes, right? Otherwise he will think that this was an object like A, but object should have some value, should number stored in it. Otherwise, valueless objects are not entertained here. Valueless objects are not entertained here. Okay, and I run it, and it's just fine. But then we see what we have in A. So type over A should be, what are your thoughts? Integer. Type over B, what are your thoughts? It should be float, right? So here Python recognizes another data type in addition to R. R take these things as numeric. Numbers are integers. Integers whole number, and num are numeric, are where we had decimal points. But actually in the programming languages, the decimal points are stored in a special data type called as float. Float, okay? And then I stored I stored characters, names. So what do you think its data type should be? So type over C should be, anybody? It should be control, enter, but any guess? So A stores 17, that was an integer. B stores 3.14, that was float. C stores name Wasim. So the type of C should be string, okay, character string. String is something that has characters together, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, anything, right? So that data type is string. What if I just put one letter here? I do that, and now I come here, again string, okay? So DNA or RNA or protein is a string. In computer language, that thing is a string, okay? It's str, the data type is string, okay? So Wasim, that means we can parse that string. So that string has how many characters? WASEEM. These are six of them, okay? These are six of them, and we can get any one of them one by one. All right, so you can take any name. So integers are there, whole numbers, floats, decimal points, strings are, characters, a sequence of characters. One maybe, or maybe more than that, right? Acha, tuple stores different data types together, right? So you want to store not everything in A, B, C, but in just one object, right? Like A or B or C. You just put everything. In that case, everything should be presented to that object as list, okay? As list. For example, so, and that thing is we just name it as my and tuple. Tuple is basically a data type. So that has things which are coming, having different data types, and they are stored together. So we put A, B, C. That means this thing is actually a string here. And then we store a number 17, right? And then we created an object. That object name was A or B or C. I can just put that object here because I already created, so it stays here. If I've not created like X, Y, or Z, something which I have not created, like I just put Z here, and he will definitely give me an error that I don't know what the heck Z is, right? But he knows there was some object I created as A, right? So in my tuple, which is actually this data type is actually a tuple. So that tuple is a list, basically a list, but that contains the different data objects. Why these things are important? Because data types are important, and the way things are stored, these things are called as data structures. Data structures, okay? So string is a data type. Tuple is a data structure, right? And then comes arrays, and then comes the dictionaries. So these are different data structures, right? Which are there in Python. So they're very important, very important. So Python actually got stronger because of its special and specialized data structures, especially to handle the text data, right? So its success was it successfully handled languages. What sort of data is there over the internet? What is the most dominant data type over the internet? Anybody? Text. I give you text. Choices are text, numbers, images, right? Or anything else? Voice notes, videos. What do you think the most frequently occurring data are? Like the most huge amount of data is actually
Text.
text. Very right, very right. So we chat, we write. So text processing, huge amount of data. So Python got very impressive data structures to handle text. That's why when they started processing the languages, the natural language processing, NLP, right? A field in linguistics, which language is spoken in which region, what people are talking. You're talking to somebody, and computers and your mobiles, they are listening, they are processing to what you are saying, right? And then they are suggesting you something that is more relevant to you. So it's targeted advertising. Now it's happening that even you are not talking, but something is just coming to your mind, right? And he is suggesting you. So I know, I don't know. I think AI is taking control of your brains. It happens now. So this is one data type, my tuple, and in which I stored this string, the integer, and anything I stored in A, and it just accepted that. Okay. So we can just run it, and this my tuple, this object is stored here. So what I can do is control क्या था जी new cell के लिए क्या था control and new cell. Yeah, so we go here. So it says, yeah, control M. Sorry. Insert code cell options. So a code. Yeah, I just click and it says it just inserted that. So I can write my, I'm sorry. So like, what's that? Code. So my tuple, and I just enter, and he printed that. So he printed the whole list, but this list is called as tuple. Tuple means row, right? We heard this thing before in databases. In databases, rows are called as tuples. Any record in Microsoft Excel, you call them as rows, but in some languages, the rows are also called as tuples, right? So if I write my tuple and within parentheses, I write 0, this one is 0, stored at first location, and 1, then 2. If I just write my tuple and those square brackets and put 0 in it, so it will bring the first object which is here. So that is this ABC. My tuple 1 will give us the second. My tuple 3, sorry, 2, because here the calculations or computation, counting starts from 0 in computers. So 0 is not 0. 0 is your first number, right? Okay. Yeah. So my tuple 2 is 100. Similarly, the index position, you just write 17 and you just want to know where 17 is located in which. This thing is called as index position. So index position 0, that contains ABC. Index position 1 contains 17. Index position 2 contains A. Again, I'm confused because our uh, counting actually starts from 1, but computers again they start from 0, right? So yeah, just keep it in your mind because you will be confused also. So my tuple, we stored an object. Acha, that object became its data type is what? We just want to know the data type of this object, my tuple. What would I know? Anybody? Anybody? Which function I should write? इसमें वो क्या था? ls के लिए क्या था? ls जो function है r का उसका मुतबादिल, right? So so we created different objects here, and one of them is my tuple, but we want to know what data type it contains. So type over object name was my tuple. You can call it as X rather than calling it as my tuple. You can call it as Y, C, A, B, C, anything. So it's, sorry, is it small letter T? Yeah. Yeah. So it says it's tuple. Okay. Then I'm calling it as my tuple. I can call it as Z. It's still fine. It's just a name I'm giving. And data type over Z is, it tells us that you actually stored in tuple. So the thing is tuple, okay? Tuple. All right. So we came to know about the integers, we came to know about the floats, we came to know about the strings, and now we came to know about tuples. Right. There is one command called as let's put this another one. So I say Z and then I put dot. So when I put dot, it assigns different functions that are available for tuples. What is the data type of this object Z? It's tuple. It's tuple, right? But tuples, they are given some properties. They are given some functionalities. So if your data type is tuple, you can count how many objects you have stored in a tuple, or you can get the index of any number. So what I do is count z dot count, right? And I just put parentheses and oh, sorry, I think it's like this. Yeah, count counts how many times this object 17 appears here, right? So it says only one time. What if I put this 17 two times? So it can count its frequency actually. I just need to rerun that because my tuple, this Z, this object Z that is actually a data type is tuple, right? So that needs to be updated. So it says it happened twice, two times, okay? The other function was index, INDEX. So then it's happening at, I'm sorry, tuple and index. So it will return the first index. So first occurrence of 17 iska jo, it will show the index position of the first occurrence. So that was 0, that was 1, 2, and 3. What if I just put 18 here? So now he treats them as two different numbers. So I can go and ask for 18. The index position is 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. Now we got it. So these things are related to tuples. There is another data type called as list. All right. So we go here. The data type is list. So what we can do is we create another object. I call it as my list, or I can just give him a name with difference with equal to, and then square brackets. So lists are with square brackets, tuples are with small brackets. So square brackets, and then within quotes, I just write, for example, ABC, the first thing. So it's a list object. And then I put, yeah, I put there another object like, just get rid of that. I'm sorry, double quotes. It can be double or single quotes, so both work. And then I put like DF, and I put like GHI, right? And just do it. Sorry. So I just run it. So that thing, that object is created as my list. Okay. Now I can ask the data type of this. What is the function? I can use that. So I can go here and modify. I'm lazy. So I will say my list. Right. So when you do that, it says it's a list. It's a list type an object. Right. So my list, there's a function called as just do control and what was that? Bold. Is that bold? Control plus MB, M and B both. हाँ
नहीं फिर उसको रन भी करके तो आपको अच्छा हो जाएगा
नहीं रन तो है लेकिन शॉर्टकट मुझे ढूंढ के दें इसका जरा. So what we do is we just want to add something different here, so we can modify them, right? So lists we cannot append, but sorry, the tuples we cannot append, but we can append. Append means you can add new numbers here. So my list, and then you put a dot sign, so that object will have append, clear, copy, count, extend, index, insert, pop, remove, reverse, sort, anything you can do that, right? So if your object is list object, you can use these many functions on that.
control plus M plus B.
Control M and B, both? Okay. That's long actually. Rather you just click here. So what you do is control my list dot append, right? And you put something like, for example, JKL, and you just enter, right? And then you come back to this object again. The object name was my list, right? And you just run it. So now it got appended. So the lists are are mutable. We call it as mutable, right? So new elements can be made, or you can change some element here. Similarly, other functions you can just check. So the data types we studied so far are the integer, the float, the string, right? And list and tuples. Okay. That is another one. That thing is called as array, right? So lists can be added even. For example, just one more thing before I go to the array. So for example, your list, one object you make as X, and within that you make it as a list. For example, that's 1 and 2 and 3. So these are just three numbers here. So numbers don't need to be put in quotes, right? And you do control M and then V. So yeah, so X is equal to, we just executed that and created another cell. So we go here. So in Y, for instance, we put Y is equal to 4. We put more numbers, 4 and 5 and 6, right? So here, these numbers are added. So again, what we do is we enter another thing, and if I do X plus Y, what I can get is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can just take different lists and you can combine them. You can add them together. All right. So there are other things called as arrays, right? So, but arrays are actually coming from some packages or modules. So now we talk about modules or packages. So in Python, I'm skipping my introduction. I'm skipping some basics on stats. We covered that in R, but anybody who's new today, I can just go back and cover that. And actually, when we start doing this data analysis, I'll go and explain that. So Python is Python, but within Python, we have different packages. Packages are, where our libraries, we call them, they are actually the libraries of different functions. And normally libraries has books, but computer libraries has different functions, right? So since Python is helping or serving everybody, so people from engineering need different functions. Then people from biology probably would be playing more with the textual data. DNA is text, protein is text, right? RNA is text. Similarly, the people in chemistry might be dealing with the numbers, numeric data, or images, X-ray crystallographic data, or NMRs and sort of things. So Python is, since it's serving everybody, so you know, if it starts putting each and every package in itself, by default, its size will be really, really big. So then you cannot run Python on your normal laptops or computers. You need to have the hi-fi systems. So keeping this thing in mind, they try to keep the language or tool size small. Generally, they come up with very, very basic functions or packages. So in order to do, for example, those calculations or numeric computations, you need to import other packages like NumPy. NumPy means numeric Python. All right, so it has rich arrangement for libraries and tools that make the assignments for data scientists. Python syntax mimics natural language, right? Making it accessible to beginners, right? We were just asking what is the data type. So we just write type over A, right? So it's like we are asking somebody, right? Like you're asking for somebody's, different. So parameters. So we ask like, what's your age, right? And we ask height, right? Gender. So it's just like we were talking to somebody. Okay. So that syntax is very, very easy and handy. So Python syntax mimics natural language, so making it accessible to the beginners. Uh, Different features, portable, extensible, and then scalable, integrated, blah, blah, blah. Some qualities. The top Python libraries are Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib for data visualization, actually something like MATLAB. So the people working in mathematics and engineering, their favorite programming language or package was MATLAB. So these functionalities are added here with a package called as Matplotlib. So that's good for plotting and graphics. So we call it as data visualizations. Again, Seaborn is also added for data visualization. For machine learning, we have TensorFlow. For scientific computing, we have SciPy. For web scraping or web crawling, it's Scrappy, right? PyTorch for machine learning, SQL for databases. For deep learning, we can use Keras, right? So key libraries are NumPy or numeric Python. So a NumPy is an open source Python library designed to handle large multi-dimensional arrays and matrices of numerical data. Okay, so how to import a library? So there is a function called as import. So we ask Python to import. Import means bringing something into your country or to your session in Python. So we import NumPy, right? So that function was more than enough. Just import NumPy. But the problem is then we start calling the functions of numeric Python as NumPy. We have to write NumPy dot this, NumPy dot that. right? So, but NumPy has how many alphabets in it? It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. NUMPY. So we need to write those 5 letters, right? Anytime we need to call any functions of NumPy. So they import it and then they give him a name. We call it as alias, a small name, an abbreviation, right? So import NumPy as NP. Why as NP? Because that's the tradition or convention. So the Python community is using or importing NumPy as NP and using NumPy's functions as np.array, np.this, np.that. So that is a convention, right, for the Python community. But otherwise, you can call it as import NumPy as WH. WH is my name, Wasim Heather. So I just use these 2 letters. I don't like an NP. I just put W and H. I'm fine with it. Python is fine with it. But what happens is like later on when you share your code with somebody, he must be wondering what library he imported. But if you just follow this convention, import numpy as np, anywhere you write np.array, people would definitely understand that this is coming from np. So that's a tradition, convention, everybody does that. Similarly, we have pandas, we have, yeah, pandas, very beautiful and cute. Right, so we import pandas as PD. So used for contributed by Wes McKinney, that was his name. So that is the most widely used package. So provides data structures suitable for statistical analysis and adds functions that facilitate data input. You need to input a CSV file or an Excel file. So Pandas has functions for that. Organization and data manipulation. These things are done by Pandas. The library, how many libraries we studied? NumPy, and now it's Pandas, right? And there are many others. So when we start, sorry. So when we start doing this, when we start practicing, when we start going back to, where is it? Yeah, so data analysis isn't close. So where is my, this one? I think it's here. So here we are, right? So these things, we just practice them. I just pull up my cheat sheet. I need to teach you arrays. So arrays do not come directly, but we just need to import numpy, numeric Python. So the function is, what was that? Control M and B. I'm sorry, on the other screen. So it operated over there. So control M and B. And here we write import. So he says import, and we write, what was that? I don't know. I don't need pandas right now, but NumPy. So he's suggesting me that, and he's saying that use this thing. You just do import NumPy, then every time you need to write NumPy dot this, NumPy that. But here you just put it as import NumPy as NP. You just run it, Control Enter, it runs, right? And you can just add a code here. So this Gemini is also there, an AI tool supporting and helping. So we can take help from it. But anyways, I can go with this. So here we are, where we are. We covered the tuples, the list, and now we are going to the arrays, right? So we create my, for example, and I just write array, my array, right? And what we do is my array, and within that, I just put some numbers equal to, oh, sorry, I write my array. You don't say it my array. You can say it anything like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, any object name or any variable name X, Y, Z. It just accept. But just to keep track of these objects, what we've been creating. So I'm just naming them intentionally as my tuple, my array, my list. So yeah. So my array is equal to, for example, I say np, and then I just write dot. So all numpy functions are available to me. So np dot amin, np dot append, np dot all, everything is available. So many functions I can perform. So all numeric Python functions are here, right? We will do that. This computation and calculation, minimum, maximum, anything we can do that, right? So np dot, I'm sorry, array. We just pass in an array, and I just give him. So for example, I give him my list 2, which I actually created up there. So my list, yeah, I just pass on to this thing. So now this thing gets converted into array. Okay. So I just print this object, my array, control and then enter. I'm sorry, code. So my array, right? Let me just run it. And now he put this thing as an array. So in array, what he does is he stores these things in computers on consecutive locations. So array is something where you have a stack of plates. So it's a stack if they are stacked together. So array objects or anything that is stored in an array, they are stored in consecutive order, right? In close locations to one another. So that's how their computation or calculations or doing anything on arrays is easier, right? All right. So are we doing good? You guys getting that so far? You showed no concern or no comments, or maybe you can take a little pause here or maybe a small break before Satya comes in and then helps you let you know how to incorporate the code which we prepared for you, how to practice that in Google Colab, and maybe in one session you start doing these things, right? And then you can go and study what we actually created here in this code, right? Everything is here, so we can start directly from here. We can import our file in this Colab session, right? And then you can start playing with that file. So everything is here. The whole statistical analysis is down there. The main objects which are coming, I just simply gave you a brief idea about how to do and what to do. Okay. So if you have any questions, concerns, queries so far, are you doing that on your computers right now? Practicing these things by yourself? Anybody?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Who's out there?
Yes, I started with Google Colab.
Excellent, excellent. So now I think any questions? I think everything is plain and straight. Data structures, data types. If you have not taken any computing course, I think it just give you a brief overview that we have. It has a specific language, a dictionary. So some words like object, class, functions. I hope you are familiar with them. So maybe we can proceed further with what comes next. So I think I give charge to Sadia before, and then maybe I can do my prayer real quick. You can come and just नहीं नहीं मगर बहुत बड़ी शदीद नींद आ जाती है और इशा में I'm afraid that I'll go home and then have my dinner and I will sleep and wake up at Fajr and miss my prayer. All right, so over to Sadia. Just give me 10 minutes and then I'll be back. So once they start, you have to incorporate the file. You give them the file, that CSV thing. You can come here. Don't use your system. जी. Okay. यहाँ आ जाए.
Yeah. So let me check which screen is being shared. Mhm. Okay, so you have covered the basics of the Google Colab. Now I have shared you the two links. One is the link that is referring you to go towards the Google Colab, and the other link that is the one that is referring you towards the data file, right? That is again the same data file. I can simply go to that link and yeah, this one. That is the that is the Google Drive link one, the drive.google.com, and that is the class data.csv. So you just need to click on that in that file. Everybody should have everybody should practice that, right? So just have a look on this file. Most of them, that those who have taken the session of Jamovi and R must be knowing about this data file, but the ones who are very much new. So we have the gender, class, age. Again, we have some different data types, like the gender is the categorical and the class is the categorical. And that is the numerical one, that is the continuous, age, height and weight. And then the hair color, eye color is they are all the categorical, right? So I believe that everybody um is able to get that file, right? And the other thing that I want you to have is that just go to the link. No, not this one. Yeah. So the other link we have shared before is that this one, the Google Colab, research, collab.research.com, and that one um, we have the codes, this one, for the data analysis in Python. Yeah, this one. So I hope everybody do have this link, and everybody is able to open up this Google Colab and the class data.csv file, right? So whenever you wanna use the collab and incorporating the data file that is present in your drive, so for that you need to mount the drive with the Google Chrome, right? So for that, there is a command that is from google.collab, import the drive and drive.mount.
Slow and steady. Make sure
Yeah.
they are following it.
Mhm. So again, from google.collab, again, google.collab is the library. So you need to import the package that is the drive. Drive is again the package that is present in the library, that is google.collab. And from that drive, this is the package, and then that is the drive. That is drive is the function. And again, after pressing the dot, we have some specific functions in it, and some specific functions in that package, right? So drive dot mount. So we are actually connecting the Google Colab with the Google Drive, right? So that is the initial directory or the location of the Google Drive that is being mounted. That is content dash or the content slash drive, right? If you just type, let's see if we can have this stuff. Yeah. See, what I did that if you can just type this from google.collab and import the drive, and then you want to mount your drive with the Google Colab, just type drive and see, it is automatically giving me the options. You can even accept it all, or maybe you can use it in a way that how to generate a code. You can get the that generate with AI and just type, I want to mount collab with drive, right? So bus just click on the send and it will automatically generate the code for you. I hope you are following, right? And is it going smoothly for everyone? So here is the code. You can get that, and you can even do the accept, or you can even go with the accept and run. Just click on the accept and run, and this is that this no notebook was authored by the Sadia Mohammed, and it may request access to your stored data stored with the Google. That is, it is asking an access um to your Google Drive. So just click on the run anyway. Yeah, so you need to connect to the Google Drive. Click on the connect to the Google Drive. And select your Gmail address. And then click on the continue. Set the default settings as it is. Okay, yeah, here you need to select the select all. And then continue, because we are actually want our collab to retrieve our files that is present in the drive. So we actually want them. We are actually aiming to analyze the class data.csv file. So that is present um, in the drive, right? So now yeah, the code is run. The code is perfectly fine now, and they have connected with that. See, there's that the result is printed over here, that the drive already mounted with the content drive to attempt to this, like mounted to the content drive. Okay, so you can there are multiple codes similar like that. You can remove one, this one, select cell, and just click on the delete. So that is something very, very basic, to add a variable, to add an alphabet or the categorical thing into a variable that is A, and then again another input thing that is world, and add it into the variable that is B, and then print A plus B. So that is, and then when you're gonna print it up, A plus B, so hello plus world will be concatenate, and it will print you the hello world. So that is something that we have practiced before. Please let me know in the chat box if you guys are following. I just want you guys to follow that, right? And is everything is very much audible, everything is very much clear. Please type in the chat box. Okay, so the thing, once you have mounted the drive with the, once you have mounted the drive with your Google Colab, the other thing is to get some specific libraries. So Python is basically a, a very, very vast language, right? So you need to get some specific libraries that is required for you, that actually you need. So whatever package, whatever services, basically, I must say, you're gonna need that from the Python, just you need to call that, right? You can take it in a way, we are actually present in a cafe and we want some thing. For example, I want to order the coffee and rest of the people wants to order some brownies. So they can order up to their demand, and I'm gonna order up to my demand. So similar with the Python, you can order your respective packages what actually you are demanding, right? So here we are actually importing. There is the libraries that is already present there in the backend, but we actually need to import that. So import, that is pandas, as, and again we are actually importing the pandas, right? But we are not importing pandas as the name as the pandas. Whenever we want to get some functions from the library pandas, we need to call the pandas. And then similarly we did like the drive dot mount, right? So we are actually giving it the alias pandas as PD. That is something we have discussed before, right? And then they import the numpy, that is, it is also giving you the functions of that library, that an array object of the arbitrary homogeneous item, fast mathematical operations over arrays. So this is how you can that's the function of the numpy. And for the pandas, what actually do it actually uses to read the file, um to, yeah, mainly to read the file, right? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna just run this cell, just click on the run, or maybe, yeah, click on run on the cell, right? Now the other thing is, we are all set to read the file. First thing, to mount the drive with the Google Colab. The other thing is to get the or import the necessary packages for in the Python, and specifying their specific alias, and that is something the convention. You cannot import pandas as PS or something like PA. That is the convention. You always and always import the pandas as the PD, right? So now the other thing is, we need to import the file, and for that we need to list the contents that are actually present in my directory. So I'm gonna do the import OS, and then that is something like print OS dot list dir. If we don't do that, and if we're gonna go directly towards that to read the file, it will be doing fine. But maybe um you can do it, you can first check what are the things, or what specific things are present in my file, in my drive, and then you can see whether the file I'm interested in, I want to work on, is actually present in my drive or not, right? So that's the main thing of doing this print.os.list dir. Similarly, we do the that is the similar command that we have done in the Linux, that is the ls command in the Linux, and dir bracket bracket command, that is in the R. And but in the Python, we need to check the files. To check the files, we need to get the library, that is the OS. And again, we imported the import OS, similar like OS, because it only carries the two letters, so we don't need to give the alias, right? So print os.list here, we will give you all of the files that are present in your current directory. And then what we're gonna do, that is,
Doing that?
I'm asking it from them, but they're not responding. मैंने
Ask
पूछा.
for sharing their screens. Check on them.
Yes, इसमें है. खत्म हो गया. पानी डालना पड़ेगा. Gee, so are you guys doing that? Are you guys following, or still you are waiting to get the recording and you're gonna practice by then? Hmm?
I'm trying to follow. It's just that
Is it
I'm a
working? Is it
beginner.
working? Hmm?
I'm a
So
beginner, so I'm a bit confused, but I'm following. Yeah.
mhm. Okay. Um, Perfect. So maybe we can.
Confused. Confusion?
What? Where are you struggling, basically?
Is there any confusion or problem?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. So where basically you are struggling? Is there any confusion?
No, I'm not struggling. I'm following the steps, but I don't really understand what I'm doing.
Basically, we have done nothing till yet. We are actually incorporating some specific packages that we are
Okay.
requiring in our data analysis.
Mm.
Basically, Python is a very, very vast language, no? So we need to get something that we required in further. Just like I gave you I gave you an example when um whenever I will be going to the cafe, so I'll be ordering what actually I'm needing, right? And the other is
Mm.
gonna order the brownies, but I gonna order the maybe the coffee, maybe something else. What actually I am needing, so I gonna order that. So similar in the Python, I gonna yeah. So similar in the Python, I gonna order or import the specific packages or the specific libraries that I am needing. Similarly, like from Google Colab, that is again the library, and Google Colab, from the Google Colab, I'm gonna import Drive. So that is the
Mm.
package I need to connect my Google Colab with the my Google Drive.
Okay.
I'm sure you
so,
must be aware of what is the Google Drive, how to use the Google Drive. That is quite similar, simple, that how to use the Google Photos similarly, and the Gmail, like, and Google, what else?
Yes, yes,
you
yes. Mm.
cannot get the file directly from your folder.
We can.
And
Still we
where?
can.
So can you just, rather than going to Google Drive,
Uh-huh.
just get the file from your local,
Okay. Okay,
local
okay, okay,
directory
okay,
or
okay, okay.
local folder?
Yeah, we can do something like this. I just want to generate a code. Yeah, Dr. Wasim asking me to get the file directly from my computer. So simple as that. Just get another cell, go to that generate with AI, and just type I want to read the file from my local computer.
Right.
Local drive. Sorry.
Just spelling the
Local drive, and store in a variable. That is, I just want to create a variable that is the class data, and I just want to upload a file from my local drive. So let's see what is how it happens. So I just click on the send, and it is working and generating a code for me. So that is why Google Colab is very much easy to use. Mhm. Yes, yes. It's like class data file has been successfully loaded in the class data frame to confirm. No, local drive name. Just one second.
Swap.
I see.
Local computer. Yeah. See, it has given me a code. Let me check that. Uploaded files. It's too big.
We can make it simple overnight. Just go with what you have already.
Okay. Okay.
Make it count.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
I dropped it.
No issues.
But maybe we can go slow
Mhm.
and I can give them more time.
Mhm.
Like maybe they can take more time. You can do this with them tomorrow,
Um,
fix their problems, and let me know if they are ready by Friday or by weekend. Maybe I can spend more time with them. So it's not necessarily to be ended on 11th and 12th, but I would like to go
okay.
rather.
Yeah. So deal is this, ke, you're gonna get the recordings and you're gonna practice that till tomorrow and maybe till Friday, and we're gonna have our next
And
session on
can
Friday.
consult you or myself on
Yep.
WhatsApp or
No issues.
you can take them online
Mm.
and then yeah, once they are ready, you can go ahead. But I think today if you are able to just let them
Read the file.
read the file in
Mm-hmm.
into this session, that will be
Mm-hmm. Okay.
wonderful. That will be
Okay.
wonderful.
Okay. So I'm just checking if my file is present over there, or maybe I can just do that in a way.
Right there, the file store only.
So really, acha,
Ask them to take this file, download and store it into that their Google Drive.
mhm. We just need to click on that link I have shared for the data file, and then they can save it over there. So just need to run this code, and again, what happens over here?
I know this is the most ugliest part. If you get over with it early as possible, then I can come back.
You got the file?
मेरे कुछ में है उनको बताएं जीरो से फाइल लें व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप से फाइल लें और उसको रीडिंग करें नहीं यार, मेरी ड्राइव पे तो पड़ी हुई है मैं एनजीएस वाला था दोबारा स्टोर कर लें दोबारा फाइल अपलोड कर गो बैक टू व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप
Okay.
गो बैक टू व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप एंड
Okay. So guys, what you need to do is you need to go to the WhatsApp and the link I have shared with you. Uh, yeah, that's the link, right? Just click on that link, and yeah, that is the file. I'm gonna need that. So you need to download that. Once you select the link, once you click on the link, and this will be appearing on your screen, just click on the download. Just click on the download and your file will start downloading. So I just want to save it over the downloads. Class data, make sure you name it as the class data. So yeah. So now I just want to go to the Google. What I'm actually doing, I just went to the link, downloaded my file. I'll go towards the Google Drive now. This is how you're gonna go towards the Google Drive and just upload the file. So click on the new and file upload.
Sorry,
Uh-huh.
can you show us how to upload the file against that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Just go to the Google, right? And you can see that on the right side, the Google apps are present over here, right? You got that?
Yes,
Yeah.
Google, yeah, and on
App.
the right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Click over here, and you're gonna see that Google Drive.
Google Drive. Yes, I see.
Yes. Okay. Click on the Google Drive then.
Yes,
Yeah. Click on the Google Drive, and then
yes.
your Google Drive will be opening.
Yeah, I did click.
Yeah. Perfect. Are you good till here?
Yeah, I'm good.
Perfect. Okay. Now, how are you gonna upload the file? Just can you see that plus sign, the new over here on your left?
New, yes, I see.
Click on it. So there are multiple options. You want to upload
Mm.
the you want to create a new folder, you want to upload the file, or you want to upload the folder. Till
Mm.
now, I just want to upload a file. So click on File Upload, the middle one,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Mm.
So locate wherever your file is present, wherever you have downloaded that file. So
Yes,
I
I
have
did.
downloaded, yeah, that is the downloads. Click on that file and click on in the open. Is it good?
Yes, it's good.
Okay, then open. So on the right side, you can see that your file started uploading on the Google Drive, and now it is uploaded. One upload complete.
Yes, my class data CVS
SV.
SV. Yes.
No worries. Okay, it's uploaded now.
Yes, it is. I did.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, go back to the go back to the Google Colab that we were using.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Where is my degree? That was mount. Just a minute, I just want to do it again. Continue and continue. Yeah, so my drive is mounted now. Again, I wanna just import the specific libraries. And now this is what I'm gonna do. I am actually using, see, this is the PD. Again, this PD comes from this and PD comes from the pandas. So we are actually taking a function from the pandas, and the function is that you need to read my file. And we are asking the package pandas to read our CSV file, read underscore CSV file. And this is the location where our class reader.csv file is present, content, drive, and my drive. Till then, this would be similar. And if you have saved your file in some specific folder, so you need to mention. And but till now, I guess everyone's input file should be in there. Just click on the run and see the text sign. That means our file has been uploaded. Is it good till now? Your file has been uploaded?
Yes, yes, I did upload.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So you need to click on the type. You want to check what type it is. So click on that, and it is showing that pandas core frame, data frame. Data frame is that you have the columns, rows, and you have continuous data, categorical data. And then the code
Mm.
is that you want to get the description about the variables contained by that data frame. So
Mm.
select the file that the code is the collect class data. And now see the class data, that is not the name of the file. This is something with the variable we have created, this class data. We have created a class data variable and stored, we have read the file and stored into the variable that is the class data, right?
Mm.
So again, you want to see the dimensions of that. You want to see the how many rows and columns are present. See the class data dot size. How many total rows, how many rows and columns are present. That is the class data dot shape. And again, dimensions. Obviously, we have the Excel file. So that is the 2D data. So class data dot ndim, that is a function. See, we are now calling again and again the variable that we have created and dot, and then again the functions we want to apply. We want to see the first 5 lines, that is the class data dot head. See, we have added the comments of that outputs the first 5 rows. And what if you want to read the first 10 rows? So just put 10 in the brackets and just click on the run. See, now it have it prints me the first 10 rows. And again, whenever there is a head, there is a tail. So class data dot tail, that is, we need last 10 rows. So class data dot tail. It will print the last 10 rows of the class data. Right? Okay, so I think I can stop right over here. And I am very much open to take your queries. So that is something, the basics of the Python we have covered. And inshallah, previously we planned to have a session by tomorrow, but I believe we believe that we should give you a day before the next session so that you can practice the session by tomorrow, and now we can meet it on Friday. I can send you the timings, and then you can we can have the session on that day. Till then, you can practice these codes. Just connect the Google Drive with the Google Colab, read your file, um, do its exploratory analysis, descriptive analysis, that is, or maybe let's explore the file by doing the head, tail, dimensions, shape, whatever you want. Right?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much. You're welcome, Akram. Thank you, thank you. So, any other questions?
Inshallah, on Friday, we
Mm-hmm.
prepare any question because we start to the practice today and tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and we will see you.
Yes, perfect then. Perfect. Okay.
So there'll be no class tomorrow.
No, no class tomorrow.
Okay.
Then.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, everyone, for your patient listening. Good night, and we will be on roads for like 1 hour.
Have a nice
And
day.
we, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am, for arranging the session.
Thank you, Ikra. Thank you, Sir Suleiman. Love
Allah Hafiz.